In the professional world, as well as life as a college student, the ability to give oral presentations using PowerPoint has become standard practice in these areas. It is because of the need to have the understanding of how to use PowerPoint, we have decided to show everybody how to put together a basic PowerPoint presentation using an Apple-based system in Microsoft Office 2011. After we have shown how to put a presentation together, we're going to show you how to start and run the final presentation. First, you want to click on the dock, which is usually located at the bottom of the screen, and you want to look for the orange P. Place your mouse over the P, and you're going to click on it. After you click on it, you should notice that the P begins to bounce, indicating that it has been selected. After the PowerPoint opens, it should take you to a screen that gives you several different template options, as you can see here. Select on the template which is most appropriate for the type of presentation you're going to give by clicking on it. And for our type of presentation, we're going to go ahead and click on Genesis, which is right here. Go ahead and click on that. And then once you have highlighted it, you can select Choose right here in the bottom. Your screen should now have a blank slide on it with two boxes along inside of it, along with the background that you have chosen. So the template that I had chosen had a blue background, which is why we see blue on here. This is known as the title page or the title slide, whichever best suits you. If you notice at the top middle section of the screen, however, this is titled as presentation number 1, or in this case number 2. This is because we haven't saved the actual project yet. So first things first is you're going to want to save this project. So we're going to go over here to where it says File up at the top. And we're going to select Save As right here. Go ahead and click on that. And once you have clicked on that, you can notice that Presentation 2 up here is highlighted. We're going to go ahead and rename that. And for the purpose of ours, we're going to call this presentation, we're going to call this Demo 1 is what we're going to go ahead and call this. So we're going to go ahead and type in the words Demo 1. Next, you're going to want to select the location is where you wanted to put this. The default setting, as you can see here, is Documents. Normally, you could select this down button and choose any other file location, such as any one of these you see here. But the default location is Programs, and that's where I would like to also save my PowerPoint presentation. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that alone. Once I have that selected, I'm going to go ahead and hit Save here. And then you'll notice that up here in the center of the screen, the word PowerPoint Presentation 1, is now Demo 1, now indicating that we have saved the program as our demo. Okay. Now we have the title slide. So first things we'd like to do is we're going to add a title. So place your mouse into the center of the screen. You should see the little eye symbol there. We can see where my mouse is right here. Go ahead and click on that. It's going to make it blank, and you're going to want to add a title to what your entire presentation is going to be called. Our presentation is going to be called How to Use PowerPoint, or How to Create a PowerPoint. And you can see that it's obviously typed in my writing. Now in the subtitle here, this is typically where you would add your name, the date when it was created, the authors, or if you were working for like a big company and you were a subsidiary company underneath, you might want to add that information here. But for the sake of our presentation, I'm going to go ahead and add the authors of this, which is myself, Nicholas Colonna, and my counterpart, Courtney Milham. Okay, so now that we have completed this, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next slide. So this again is called the title slide. As you can see, it has the name of our overall presentation and the names of who created it. Now we're going to go ahead and add a new slide. So you want to make sure that on your top row here, you're on the home button. I'm sorry, on the format button. Home, correct. And you want to make sure that you put your mouse on the new slide here next to this arrow. If you can see that, there's a little tiny arrow right here. Go ahead and click the down arrow of that. This is going to give you several different types of layout options. All these layouts are used for different things. As you can see, you have one that says title and content, title with 2 contents. All of these can be used, all the contents can be used for pictures, graphs, audio clips, video files, anything of that sort. Some of them just, picture with a caption. You can choose whichever one is most appropriate for the next slide you're about to present. So for us, I'm just going to do title and content. And the title here, you're going to want to add something that's relevant to what this particular slide is going to talk about. So again, I'm going to go ahead and place my mouse here in the center of the screen and click on it. And you're going to notice that everything goes blank and that I now have a cursor. I'm going to type in the words, how to create a slide, since that is exactly what we're talking about. Now, in the context, this is again where you would I could add graphs. As you can see here, there's a graph button. I can insert a picture. I can insert other files, charts, anything like that. But here, I would just like to type in some text, and I'm going to go ahead and type in hit new slide. And the default for these is normally bullets. You can edit the bullets to be numbers or shapes, but the particular template that I had chosen comes up as raindrops. You can add as many bullets as you want to each slide, but there's no really limit to how many you can and cannot have as far as that goes. Now, if I had added some more information to this slide, the slide would then be completed, and we'd be able to move on to the next one. Typically, there is no set number of slides that you're supposed to have unless an instructor or somebody has told you so. But normally you want to keep the amount of slides kind of corresponding with the time frame you are allowed to give the presentation. And depending on how much content you have to have for the presentation, they'll kind of go hand in hand. A key thing to note though while using PowerPoint is that PowerPoint is used as a summary of what you're trying to talk about, or bullet points, as you can see here, of what we're trying to talk about. You don't want to include your entire paper or everything that you want to say word for word, as that's going to be distracting to your audience, and they're not going to be paying attention to you. They'll just be reading the slide, and you're probably losing them in and out. So again, you want to make sure that when you're using PowerPoint, you're only using it to convey the message that you're trying to use. Use short little bullets like I have here, and you'll be able to talk about what you would like to talk about using those bullet points. So again, it's just supposed to be used as kind of a reminder for you as you're giving the presentation. So again, we're going to go ahead and you can add new slides. Like I said, there is no limit to how many slides you can have. If I wanted to add 2 or 3 more, I could, or not. I could end it. So for the sake of our purpose, though, we're going to go ahead and end this PowerPoint. You can do one of two things. You can either do another kind of like title slide when you say the end, you thank everybody for coming, ask time for Q&A, or you can just do a blank closing slide, which is basically just a closing slide with the background on it. So I'm going to go ahead and select that, and you can see here that it's now the closing slide, and this is the end of my presentation. If you look over here to the left-hand side of your screen, though, you'll notice that we have the title screen, the main part of our presentation, which could be any number of slides, and then the ending of our presentation, which is this screen here. And that's pretty much a very brief summary of how you can create a PowerPoint. There's several other things you can do within it, but this is just kind of giving you the basic layout of how to add new slides and kind of get the idea of it. But now we would like to view the PowerPoint presentation. I want to see what it looks like to what the audience is going to be seeing instead of what I see. So we're going to go down here to the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, and there's going to be a little button here. It's slideshow is what it says. If you notice right here, it's going to go away, but when I come back, it's going to say slideshow. This is how you start the presentation. You simply just go ahead and click on it, and it will take you to the slide that you were selected over here. So I would like to start from the beginning, so always make sure that you have highlighted the first slide, and we're going to start the slideshow. So you can see that this is the start of our presentation. The way you would navigate through this is simply by using the arrow keys on your keyboard or laptop, or if you have a remote control for the presentation, you would use the arrow keys there. So we're going to go ahead and go forward, and you can see it takes me to the next slide. I can also go back, and let's say I missed something or somebody had a question on the slide before, I can always hit the back button and you can see the slide that I have created before then. So as you would keep moving forward, we talk about this slide, and again, that would take us to the end. If you hit the button one more time, even after the end of the presentation, it takes you back to the edit screen, or the create screen, which I like to call it, to show you how or go back to how you can edit the information if you wanted to make changes or do anything to that. Also, it's important to know that this is a computer and that things can go wrong, so it's important that you save often. All you have to do while saving is just come up here to the Save button. You would go ahead and just click Save this presentation, and this would allow you to save the entire thing. Again, you wouldn't have to rename it or anything. You would just save it as as Demo 1, as you can see here. It would still remain that name. It would just save your work. So make sure you save your work frequently so that way nothing happens, you don't lose anything. And just as a reminder, again, this was a quick run through of how to create a very basic PowerPoint presentation. There are several other tools and add-ons that can be done that we haven't covered here. If you have the time, go around, you can play around with the software, find out the cool things you can do, like transitions and add videos and shapes and colors and all a bunch of cool different stuff. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I thank you for watching. So